I've got one from Matt Edgar, who I believe works for Orange.
Okay.
And he asked, why call the book Here Comes Everybody? Haven't self-organising and communicating been characteristics of human society for thousands of years? So his question is technology really changing people's behaviour or simply making existing behaviour more visible online?
Well, there's a famous philosophical distinction between difference in degree and difference in kind. And so the question is something is it just more of X, or is it really a new thing? Mm-hmm. When that distinction runs into systems thinking, it breaks down, because I think it may have been Joel Spolsky who said this. He said, when you make something work 10 times better, you haven't improved the old thing, you've created a new thing. And so certainly the book is in fact, it starts with the premise that humans are natively and deeply social. Yeah. That these tools are ways of expressing that bit of human nature. On the other hand, the characteristics of the expression are unprecedented, right? I mean, when you look at the number of people who work on Wikipedia, who work on the Linux operating system, we're now dealing with collaborative groups that are larger than the largest hierarchical organization that has ever existed. And in the book, I essentially make a claim for novelty of scale, even given humans' native social abilities. It's the combination of those abilities and an environment that rewards them and shapes them in ways that we've never seen that are creating the novelty. So I'm not claiming, and in fact in the first chapter disavow the kind of techno-determinism that says essentially these tools are making people do things. Sure. People are doing them because we like them, because we like to work with each other. But there is a really profound difference between being able to find, being limited to my geographic area and finding people who share my interests, to being limited only by the density of communications around the entire globe.
So I guess one of the silos we have to solve in that context is language.
Right. I mean, there's a bunch of interesting work on crowdsourcing translation. First asynchronous translation, later simultaneous translation. The geeks, as always, they're ahead of the rest of us, because the language of code and the kind of discussions around code have centered. First, the source code is its own language, and then English has become the kind of lingua franca. You get this very curious phenomenon, which is small global organizations. We're used to thinking of, you have a company, and then you can have a regional company, and then a national company, and then global company is the biggest kind. Right? Linux, the day Linus talked about doing this, he got answers from all around the world. He got answers from Austria, from New Zealand, from California. So he started with a 5-person global operation. Yeah. And that desilization, if you want to coin an awful phrase, started because the language barrier didn't exist in the technical community. Figuring out how to get people to communicate across language barriers in all kinds of other endeavors is really a big future challenge.